Just because a specific manifestation might feel big or distant doesn't mean that it has to take a long time. Your brain has just associated bigger things as taking longer. But that's not actually the truth. Because the truth is, even big manifestations can actually show up really, really quickly. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to start seeing evidence of whatever it is that you're manifesting within 3 days or less. Yes, you can actually see results in as little as 3 days. But you have to fully commit to this process that I'm going to share with you. If you do that, you'll see evidence of it. So if you are ready to do this and to finally start seeing those results that you've been waiting on, let's get right into what you're going to do. But really quickly before we do, just in case you're new here, let me introduce myself. I'm Mary Kate and I'm a mindset coach and manifesting expert focused on getting you transformational results. My whole channel is all about manifesting, the law of attraction, where I share meditations and more. And here on my channel, I share the tools you need to get the results you want. I post brand new videos every single Wednesday, so be sure to subscribe and also hit that bell notification so you can be notified whenever I post a new video. And if you are trying this out for yourself, go ahead and hit that little thumbs up button below so I can see just how many of you are trying this out. If you've been here before on my channel, you know that I am deeply invested in your results. So I like to see how many of you are here and using this. Now let's get right into the first step in this process. And really, get ready to have your mind blown. So the first step in this process is to actually write down whatever it is that you're manifesting out on paper. Get clear and try and keep it to 5 words or less. Don't overcomplicate it. I mean, bonus points if you can even get it to 2 to 3 words even. Because getting straight to the point without overcomplicating it is where you're gonna get the fastest and most streamlined results. Don't overcomplicate it. Write it down. 5 words or less. And then once you have this thing that you desire written out on paper, you are going to create a but list. I know that sounds funny. Yes, a but list. And what I mean by that is if I were to ask you if you thought this thing that you want was possible this week, you'd probably answer, I mean, yeah, but. So that but is what all of your list is going to be. All of those yeah, but feelings that come up. So basically all the reasons why you think it can't happen or won't happen or why it doesn't seem likely or all the reasons that or excuses that your brain comes up with where could it happen this week? Yeah, but do you see those? That's your but list. And you're going to write it all out on paper. All the yeah, but answers. And the thing is, I really want you to take your time for this part because so often we have such deep resistance around these bigger things that we're manifesting because we haven't actually experienced it before. So it feels like far away, it feels distant, it feels big, it doesn't feel possible. So take as long as you need to really get it all out on paper. Do not rush this part because this is the part that's really going to kind of tie it all together. Because in order to receive and receive quickly, you have to clear any resistance or blocks in your way. And this yeah, but list is going to show you your resistance really quickly. Clearing resistance is actually the fastest way to manifest something. When you get rid of all of these invisible limits that you chose to believe and all these excuses that you chose to believe, because none of it is actually true. And that is powerful. So now you have written out what you want to manifest and your but list. Now let's get into step 3. Step 3 is to take it off the pedestal. This is something we actually go really kind of deep into inside of my Rewire program, but this is life-changing. I feel like this is where so many people in the program were like, oh my gosh, I am doing that. Because if you really think about it, whenever you envision whatever you're manifesting, something big, whenever you imagine it, so often when you try and see it or picture it or imagine it, it feels like something that's in the future happening. It might look like or feel like your life looks a little bit different or things look a little bit different when you go to try and actually imagine it. And so often when we place this thing that we want on this imaginary pedestal, making it separate from having it right now, it actually makes it harder to manifest. So how can you imagine having this big thing right now, right where you are today with exactly who you are in this moment, with wherever you are in this moment? Imagine it here and now. I mean, why not now? Not in some distant future where things look ideal and things look different, but right now, today, with wherever you are, whatever you're going through, whatever circumstances you're in. How would it look if it showed up right now? Stop separating yourself from it and putting it on some different timeline than now. The more you can envision it and see it where you are right now, just as you are, the easier it can show up. So many people don't even realize they are putting it on this pedestal and making it something that's far off in the future when life looks amazing and all these certain things line up. But that just isn't tangible. If you keep putting the thing that you want in the future on that pedestal where things look different, then it won't manifest until the future where things look different. If you want evidence of it, you have to see it where you are right now, and that's how you can receive it. Does that make sense? So take it off the pedestal and create the experience of it now. And one of the best ways that I like to explain creating the experience of it is to simply close your eyes. And if you were to imagine this thing happening right now, would you see it? Would you hear it? Would you smell it or taste it or feel it? I like to create the experience using your senses because not everyone can just close their eyes and see a clear picture. So notice which senses kick on for you and don't overthink it. It doesn't have to make logical sense. See which of your senses can sort of tie it together without judging it. So simply create the experience for yourself so that you can connect this thing or experience that you're manifesting, it's this thing that you want, as being possible and probable with right now where you're at in this moment, not in the future. And the more you can experience and expect it now, the faster it can happen. And there are only 2 more steps in this process, so let's keep moving. But step 4 is to prime your brain for evidence of your manifestation. If you've been here on my channel, you know that I love using brain science and priming your brain to give you evidence of manifesting. It's such a powerful, powerful tool that's so often overlooked. And at this point, you've actually done a lot of really, really powerful work. You've written down what you've wanted. You've created your but list that kind of shows you all of your resistance. You've seen your limiting beliefs, all the reasons why you think it can't happen now. You've collapsed time by taking it off this distant pedestal in the future, and you've created the experience for yourself as being possible now. This part is huge. And now we're actually going to prime your reticular activating system in your brain to give you evidence of your manifestation. This is going to be what produces the results quickly. So here's what you're going to do. You are going to use a statement that you will say 3 to 5 times right when you wake up, 3 to 5 times midday, and 3 to 5 times before bed. I talk about this in so many videos because it's very, very powerful. And here are some amazing examples of some really powerful priming statements. You could say something like, I always see evidence that blank is mine. Insert whatever it is that you're manifesting. Or I am ready to see evidence of blank. Or of course blank is mine. No matter what I do, I just keep seeing evidence of it. So those are ideas that you can try out, but feel free to make this your own. It's your brain. Choose something that's going to prime it that will give you evidence of whatever it is that you want to see. And you're going to say it 3 to 5 times in the morning, 3 to 5 times midday, and 3 to 5 times at night. It really doesn't take very long at all. And your mind is actually going to get to work to give you evidence of whatever it is that you're feeding to it. Whatever that statement you choose is going to give you evidence of. So I like to use statements that feel obvious and laughable, almost like, of course. Like, of course the sky is blue. I see evidence of it daily. Of course my pool is full of water. I always see evidence of that daily. Of course I have more money than I could ever spend. I always see evidence of money just pouring into my life. So do you kind of see what you're going for? You're going for what I like to call obvious certainty. That right there is going to prime your brain in a really powerful, beautiful, fun way. I could go on and on and on and on and on about this, but I want to quickly move into the last step. We've made it, but it's pretty self-explanatory. We are going to move on to actually getting concrete evidence that your manifestation is happening. This is the fun part. Like I said, when you really commit to this and do the deep internal work, you will see evidence of your manifestation within 3 days. But I also want to note, seeing evidence of it doesn't mean that the giant manifestation has to fully be here in 3 days. What I mean is that you will start seeing signs of it showing up, or signs that it's on its way or happening or coming or like almost there. And one of the ways I like to create this tangible proof so that you aren't questioning it over and over again is to actually create a symbol for your manifestation. This symbol could be something as simple as a butterfly. It could be a bird. It could be feathers. It could be seashells, rainbows, purple flowers, or even a specific song. I always like to use the specific song. The name of it I'm like blanking on right now, and I'm not about to sing it to you, but whenever I hear the song, I know that whatever I'm doing on the deep or internal level is actually rearranging things externally, and I know that my manifestation has kind of been set into place. But pick something specific. something that you won't miss, something that's obvious, that when you see it or hear it or notice it, that right there is your evidence, your proof that you are on the right path and that your manifestation is on the way. It's been set into motion. You know that you've done it right. And I know that some people are always in a major rush to see the actual manifestation now. But you also have to understand that in order for you to have and receive these big things, it actually requires a lot of different circumstances coming together that you aren't even aware of. When the time is right, it will all click and connect. I mean, look at every big thing or amazing thing in your life that has ever happened. It couldn't have happened without everything lining up just right in a certain way for you to have this thing. And if it happened too fast, you probably wouldn't have been ready for it or been able to maintain it. So when I say that you will see evidence of it within 3 days, pick a concrete sign or symbol that it's working, and you will see that symbol within the next 3 days. That way, when you see it, you'll know that you've set it into motion and that you can shift into that beautiful certainty that it's on its way, and it doesn't matter how or when because you are certain of the outcome. So pick that symbol and be on the lookout for it. You can't pick the symbol and then ignore actually seeing it. Open your eyes and pay attention for it. And when you see it, how can you activate that deep sense of knowing that this thing that you want is yours and it's happening? You set it into motion. You have proof that you set it into motion. And then you can be in that place without worrying how or when or all of the details that are actually irrelevant. And instead, you could simply enjoy the certainty until it happens. One of my favorite quotes is actually from a book called A Course in Miracles. And the quote is, "Those who are certain of the outcome can afford to wait and wait without anxiety." So if you already knew the outcome, what would you possibly even worry about? Please leave me a comment and let me know if this is resonating with you and if you're going to be trying this out. I truly read through almost every comment on here, and I really love hearing your feedback. I make these videos to get you specific results. And like I said, I'm very invested in your results. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to hit the bell notifications so you can be notified whenever I post a new video. You can also find me over on Instagram and Threads at MK Magic Mindset. And if you want to learn more about me, my programs, how to work with me, and more, you can visit my website at mkmagicmindset.com. And I will see you in the next one.